All right. So we are actually um, into the actual topic. As an engineer, the first device that you are going to learn is about diodes, and specifically the PN junction diodes. And the we have actually learned quite a bit about PN junction uh, and how does it work under a forward bias and reverse bias, and have studied the current voltage relationship. Okay, now we are in a position to see it, how a diode, okay, with made out of p and n type materials forming a junction, how does it work in a circuit? That's what we are at now. And at the outset, I will tell you that from the current voltage relationship that you already learned, we clearly know a diode conducts in forward bias, and on reverse bias it does not conduct. Okay, uh, because we actually have seen that current voltage relationship, and forget about the area where we are operating the diode under at the you know um, breakdown region. We are not operating for all the voltages below the breakdown. The diode does not conduct under reverse bias. Okay, we will talk about the use of the breakdown at a later point of time in this course. For now, we know that it's a non-linear curve. The current voltage relationship is a non-linear in that sense, because we know that the relationship itself equal to I equal to Is exponential of V by Vt minus 1 to be precise, and that's an exponential relationship in the forward bias. Okay, and for this beginning, we will consider an ideal diode. Okay, and I will tell you what is an ideal diode, and then we will try to uh, talk about the practical PN junction diode at a later point of time in this course. Now, how to analyze a simple circuit with a diode, that example today we are going to see. And also, I want to tell you, for a simple resistor that it's a linear element. When we say linear, it becomes linear. What we understand is, if you have the Ohm's law, right? The Ohm's law, if I see simply I have a resistor and I connect a source, and then I know the current that is flowing through this. Okay, the current will be given by I equal to V by R, or simply V equal to IR. So the relationship is linear here. Okay, so I can simply take a graph and plot the current with the applied voltage. I will get like this. Okay, so it's very simple. Now, what I want you to understand here is, the diode is a non-linear element. Diode is a non-linear element that I explained. So, where do I require this non-linear element? For example, when we talk about certain specific signal processing conditions, we will have to deal with the nonlinear signals, in which case we need to make use of diode, and most often that is the case. Okay, now let us go step by step, and then we will also see an application of the diode in this class. Simple application, which is the rectifier application. Okay, so what is an ideal diode? To begin with, what is an ideal diode? An ideal diode means basically an ideal diode under reverse bias is said to be off. Okay, so an ideal diode. So when I say ideal diode, please remember that for now you understand that there is no barrier, it just allows the conduction. It is like an ideal diode in forward bias. Let us start with forward bias. In forward bias is said to be short circuited, which means it allows the current flowing through it. It's said to be short circuited. Okay, now allows current to pass through without any voltage drop across it. Allows current to flow through without any voltage drop. Without any voltage drop across it, across the diode. So if I measure VD, the voltage drop across VD, it will be 0. The diode is said to be in on condition. It is said to be in on condition under forward bias. Okay, turned on or simply on. On the other hand, an ideal diode is in reverse bias is said to be cut off. It does not allow any current to flow through it. Okay, and in such a case, it is said to be in open condition. Okay. Now, what is the circuit symbol for a diode? The circuit symbol is as shown here. You can see there is a arrow head here with a line here. So this line symbolizes it is a negative symbol here. The other side is the positive. By convention with all battery and other systems, we say the positive terminal. So it is a two terminal device. A diode is a two terminal device. And the positive terminal is the anode, the negative terminal is the cathode, and the current simply flows through when when this is made out of a PN junction, when P is connected to the positive and N is connected to the negative, then we can say that the diode is said to be under forward bias and therefore the current will flow easily through it. So the diode is said to be in forward bias is said to be short circuited. Said to be short circuited, allows current flowing through it. Right. Now let us talk about, for example, what kind of this behavior when I said. So with this definition of forward bias and reverse bias, when I say, so under reverse bias, which means for all voltages, this is a voltage current curve. Now we have considered only an ideal diode, which means we have not considered the traditional relationship, which you in the last class you saw with the IV curve. What I am considering is, yeah, this is the voltage. Okay, so voltage drop across the diode with the current flowing through it. So what I am trying to say here is basically there it was like applied voltage. So don't get confused here. What I want you to understand here is this is the voltage current. This is the voltage drop across the diode when the diode is said to be under forward condition. So moment I have a diode under forward bias, which means the diode conducts, then it is a short circuit, which means what I want you to think about is this is like this. It is here it is open circuit. In this case, this is short circuit. So the figure D where V equal to 0 and current is flowing through the diode. So this is the diode. So this is short circuit condition. And when is this case? This is in this regime. This regime is where the current is going through, okay, but when there is no current flowing through, then the diode is said to be in open condition. That will be under reverse bias. This we have understood from the way a PN junction operates. From the way the PN junction operates, we can understand this clearly. Now you might ask, sir, will there not be a drop across the diode? A practical diode, there will be a drop across the diode, okay, and you will be able to see a voltage drop across the diode. We will come to that for a practical diode later. For now, assume that it is simply like a simple, a copper wire, okay, which allows the current to simply pass through it without any voltage drop when it is under forward bias. So this voltage is the voltage measured across the terminals, the two terminal device such as the diode. And if you understand a two terminal device such as a diode, then it is easy to transfer this knowledge when we come across a three terminal device such as a bipolar junction transistor. When we come to transistor, we will encounter three terminal device, okay. For example, emitter, base, collector. Here it is only cathode and anode, okay. So the take home message in this slide is that it's a two terminal device. The diode conducts when it is under forward bias, allowing the current to pass through without any voltage drop across it. So therefore V equal to 0. When the diode is open under reverse bias, then there will be all the voltage, there will be some voltage appearing across it. All the reverse bias voltage will appear across it because the circuit is not complete, it is open. And the current, there won't be any current that will be flowing through the diode simply refuse to allow any current to flow through the circuit. So then we say that a diode is under open condition. So with this definition of the circuit symbol, why the circuit symbol is like this? The circuit symbol here represents basically what it says is the arrow. It uses an arrowhead, which means it is a direction of the flow of current. Direction of the flow of current. When the current flows in the circuit, only when it is under forward bias, which means this will be the P region, this will be the N region. If it is made out of the PN junction material, then you will have to connect like this to be making it to be under forward bias. So this representing the direction of flow of current. Now I want you to understand a little bit more message from this slide. You see here, I begin with the introduction. The diode is a non-linear circuit element. Now you can question me, sir, here it's a linear, here it's a linear. Agreed. Okay, so there are two linear segments here, not a one linear, single linear segments like in this slide. Like here, it's not simple linear. There are two linear segments for all voltages, applied voltages below 0, which means when the diode is under reverse bias, the diode does not conduct, the current is 0. So this is one piece, okay, one linear segment. The second linear segment is here, that is the vertical line. So there is one linear segment. So it consists of two linear segments, in which case then we can say a non-linear curve. Please note down a non-linear curve. This is not simple linear, it's a non-linear curve still because there is a step here. A non-linear curve with 2 or more linear segments, with 2 or more linear segments is said to be piecewise linear, is said to be piecewise linear. It's said to be piecewise linear. So if my output swings only, for example, in this region, in only one of the linear segments, then I can do a perfect linear analysis with this circuit. On the other hand, if the signal swings with more than one linear segment, it swings both here as well as here, then I cannot do linear analysis. I have to perform non-linear analysis. So please remember this, how even though it is 2 linear segments, we cannot do linear analysis if the signal swings from on both linear stuff. If I have a signal which is swinging only in this region, okay, then we can do a linear analysis of the circuit. Okay, this is some kind of an introduction. You will learn this as we go through the entire electronics course, not only in this course, in the subsequent courses. Okay, now with this introduction, now I want you to tell the one thing, that external circuit must be okay. How to make use of an external circuit to get the 2 modes of operation of ideal diode. Okay, so ideal diode means the potential drop. Okay, by simple definition of an ideal diode, I will tell this. When we say ideal diode, the simple definition is the potential drop across the diode is considered 0, or is 0, is considered 0. Practical diodes, there will be potential drop, but for now we consider ideal diode, therefore, and it simply allows the current to flow through. It simply allows current to flow through. This is a definition of ideal diode. Vd equal to 0 and I is greater than 0. This is possible only under forward bias. This is to come here only we talked about. We started with what is a p-type material, what is a n-type material, and how do they form junction, and when they form junction, what are the things happening, properties of the junction, and then we talked about under the biasing condition, forward bias, reverse bias, how does it operate, and then we described in a detailed manner with the derivation for current voltage relationship, and we came across. So that took around 7-8 classes to come to this level. Okay. So external circuit, we must make use of it to get the 2 modes of operation. So what are the 2 modes? Under forward bias and reverse bias. Okay. So why do I use external circuit? External circuit, with external circuit, we mean adding for example, an input power supply, and then we also want to limit the current that flows through a diode. We do not want overkill, which means a diode has a certain specification. We know its power rating, it's the current, maximum current it can accommodate. Okay, so with keeping that aspect in mind, we may have to add resistors in along with the voltage supply to control the current under the forward bias, and under the reverse bias, the voltage the current is zero, it does not allow any current to pass through. Okay, therefore there is no current flowing through it. However, the voltages have to be limited. Okay, otherwise you might again end up operating the diode in a different manner. Okay, so we have to think carefully, how do I design an external circuit to understand that. I will show you here. In this case, for example, I consider, you can see here, this is the anode, this is my cathode, the line. So the diode circuit symbol is like this. This is the flat base of the arrow. This flat base of the arrow is my anode, which is the P type. So, and then this is the end region, which is connected to which is the negative. So this is my cathode. We have seen it in the previous slide. I am again redrawing it. So now you can see here, this is a source. At this point on the circuit is connected. Okay, so you can visualize the circuit. If you want to understand the circuit carefully, you can visualize like this, for example. Like this. So this is a 1 kilo ohm resistor. You can visualize like this, the circuit, which is more, you might be used to this kind of stuff, or you might be even used to another notation like this, for example. Okay, I have to draw a diode here. So we might be used to this, for example. Okay, and then we might put a common ground. So here it's a 1 kilo ohm resistor. So we can see that these ground, whereas this terminal, this is a positive source which is connected through a 1 kilo ohm resistor. The current, so this resistor is a current limiting resistor. How much current it allows in the forward bias. If I use a smaller resistance, it will allow more current to pass through. If I use a larger resistance, less current will pass through. So this is a current limiting element, which is a resistor. Now, what will be the current flowing through? Because when the diode conducts, there is, as I told you, we are considering ideal diode, which means there is no voltage drop across this, and it simply, the equivalent circuit will be for this will be simply like this. Because the diode is practically, it is shorted, and it's simply under forward bias. So there is no voltage drop here. All of this voltage will appear across this, which means it will be 10 volt by 1 kilo ohm resistor. So you will get 10 milliampere. Right, and there is no voltage drop. That's what is symbolized. So to explain to you only, I have drawn this. Now consider, let us say I invert the connection of the diode. Okay, I put the diode under reverse bias. Then what happens? Like this, the diode will not conduct. Therefore, the same circuit, when it is drawn, it will become open. So which means it will be like this. Now the supply is there, but it will be like this. In which case there won't be any current that flows through this, because this circuit is not complete. So there will be zero current here. Okay, and as a result, when I measure across this terminal, when it is under reverse bias, I will get all the 10 volt here because there is no current here. So all of these voltages, when I measure it across this, I will get this. Whereas in the previous case, all of the voltages will appear across the resistor. In this case, when it is open, all of the voltages will appear across the diode. So under reverse bias, we are limiting the reverse bias voltage. Okay, but under forward bias, we are limiting the current through the forward current that flows through the diode with a resistor. Does that make sense? Right. Now let us go to a simple application of a diode such as rectification. What is this rectification? Rectification is a process of converting. You know it already from the high school, but you know, lot of things have gone through the last year with everybody's being psychologically affected with this COVID. So even otherwise, we keep you know, studying the same thing to ensure that the knowledge gets stuck in our thing. So rectification is a process of converting AC signal into DC, alternating current into to DC signal. You know, AC is bidirectional current. Bidirectional current. Okay. AC bidirectional current, which means the current flows in the positive and negative cycle. Okay. So if I take a sinusoidal signal, then I will have my AC signal like this. I will have the current that will be or a voltage form with the time, it will be like this. This is AC signal. But if I talk about a DC signal, the current will be unidirectional. DC unidirectional, which means flows along only one direction, unidirectional. Okay, so we use a diode to, because how can I think about using a diode for this rectification process? Because we simply know the fact that a diode conducts under forward bias, the diode does not conduct under reverse bias. With that in mind, I show a circuit like this, okay, and I am taking the output. Now notice the output. So here is my input signal, and the input signal is an alternating signal like this. So it's an alternating signal which swings between positive and negative half cycle. So when the diode conducts, what is going to happen? When the diode does not conduct under reverse bias, what is going to happen? When will the diode conduct? The diode will conduct during the positive half cycle, which means the diode conduction is going to be only from here to here. So the diode will be conducting here to here, and you will have and permitting current to flow through it, and we can measure voltage drop across the resistor. But right now, remember, we are only using ideal diode, which means VD is 0 under forward bias. VD is 0, and all of the voltages, input voltage will appear across the resistor when I measure it with a oscilloscope. Okay, so because we are dealing with some sinusoidal nonlinear signals, we have to use oscilloscope. We simply cannot use normal devices like voltmeter and ammeter. Of course, we can, if you use it, then you will have to keep measuring it, and then you will have to plot it carefully. And you need that time and all those things. You have to get that resolution, everything to get the trace properly. Okay, so you have to think through that. So it depends on what is the frequency of the input signal. If the frequency is so fast, then you will not have the time to measure it with a simple device. We need a output measurement device which can respond to these changes in the input signal. So think along that direction. So oscilloscope is required in this case. When I do with oscilloscope, I will be able to get the trace. So between this point, let us say this is my point A, this is my point B, where the input voltages is in the positive cycle, there it will conduct. From at t equal to 0 to here, which is the time from here to here, the signal is negative. So this section, the diode is not going to conduct because the diode will be under reverse bias. So it will be an open circuit. There won't be any current flowing through the resistor. As a result, the output will be 0. Okay. So here, if I measure the output, I will have a different. Now think about if so when it is under forward bias, VD is 0. That's what is written here, and I will get a current. Now when it is under reverse bias, this part is going to be open like this. Now therefore there won't be any current flowing through it. So point we will get output between A to B, B to C there won't be any output across the resistor. So A to B we will get output. AB output will be there. V0 will be there. Now BC 0 because it is open circuit. Open. Diode is open. Cut off. Again CD we are going to have it output. Now what will be the output? The output will follow the input signal. It will just simply follow the replicate the input signal, and we will get signals like this, which is shown with this stuff. So I can keep drawing like this, and here the output will be in a different manner. We will get output like this 0. So that is shown here. I hope this is clear. Let's move on. For the circuit in figure, sketch the transfer characteristics V0 versus the input. Transfer characteristic is always output versus. So this word you will come across this electronic circuit lab when the college reopens, and you will be doing all these experiments in the lab. So you have to understand what is this transfer characteristics is always plot of output voltage versus input voltage. Input voltage. This is the what is called a transfer characteristic. So what is the circuit? The circuit is redrawn here for you. I am plotting. So we already know, for example, from this, the output trace is like this. Output trace is like this, which means there is no signal here. There is signal here. There is no signal here. Signal here, right? And I am going to plot. So I will, for example, I will draw like this. So this is my output for this circuit. So here I am going to get, and then again here I am going to get, again I am going through a negative cycle, no output, and it will go like that. And then I will have a output after the once it comes to the positive cycle. So I will get an output. My aim is to plot the transfer characteristics output. There is an output value V0, okay, and this is measured with respect to the time. But the input signal, if I were to see here, if I overlay the input signal, my input signal will be like this. So I will draw. My input signal, overlaying the input signal on the output. So this is with the time. So this is with the time. Okay. So don't forget that. Okay, my thing is there. This is with the time. Okay, so I'm going to overlay the input here. So to overlay the input, what I do is I have to find where my pen is. Okay, so here my input I am overlaying on the output. So it is like this. So we can see there is an output. So if I were to plot this fellow, the input up to here, it is negative input, no output. Okay, it is 0 here. Then there is the input and output are equal at any instant in the positive half cycle, in the positive cycle. In the negative cycle, the output is 0, the input is there. Okay, so let me ensure that I use back the same color. So there is an output over here. So I am going to draw it little larger here, and then there is no output here. So which means when I draw this transfer characteristics, I got to take the output on this and the input VL on this. So there is a negative and a positive. So you can see the output is always 0 whenever VL is the input is negative. So therefore it will be over here. But moment the input is positive, the output simply follows the input. Therefore I will get a straight line. So every point I will manage, I will get point, and if I connect the point, the points will be matching each other. For let us say this is like a 45-degree angle. This is 1, this will be 1, this will be 2, this will be 2, this will be 3, then this will be 3. So which means the slope is actually the y by x, which will be y equal to, because it's a straight line with a passing through the origin, y equal to mx, the slope is 1. That is what is shown here. Okay, so you have to understand how this is drawn. So to show this only, I drew and showed you how this is taken. So in an oscilloscope, we have to take every input, what is the corresponding output, keep plotting it on a graph sheet, you will get this kind of curve. The thing is here, we are considering ideal diode, do not forget. Now let us go to another example. Suppose if I were to measure the output across the diode, so it will be inverted, because now the signal will be inverted and you will get a different picture, because the diode is under reverse bias, and therefore there won't be any voltage appearing, okay, in the forward bias. Okay, you have to think like this. So for sketch the waveform. So let us talk about this. Okay, so this is positive, this is negative, right? And I am asking a output V0 here, where VD here, okay, voltage drop. So think along this direction. I am measuring with a oscilloscope over here. Now you will see when the diode is conducting, that will be under forward bias. There won't be any voltage appearing. When will be the voltage? When will be the case? That will be for an ideal diode, it will be 0. VD is 0 for ideal diode. Already output is shown here. Okay, so I'm just explaining how this output came. VD is 0 for ideal diode under forward bias when it is conducting under forward bias. When it is not conducting, which means when it is open, I told you when it is open, there won't be any current flowing through it. Okay, there won't be any current flowing through it. So how will the circuit will be? It will be like this. Port will be like this. And I am not measuring across this. V naught, rather I am measuring across this. So which means I am measuring like this. There won't be any current flowing through the resistor. Okay, because it's open. So which means all of the input voltage, this is grounded. So there won't be any current drop here. So all of the voltages will be appearing on the, because we see it is just invert of the previous problem. You look at here, it is invert of the previous problem. Here we are measuring output across the resistor. In the other case, we are measuring output across the diode. So exactly when we get, when there is no current going through, all of that voltage you will be able to get it across the diode because the diode is open. Okay, this is exemplification of the same thing over what you saw in the previous diagram over here. So you can see here that when the open condition comes, that is under reverse bias. So you can see under reverse bias, all the voltages will be appearing. Therefore, the output follows the input trace, and transfer characteristic, if I were to draw here, it will be different. It will be, in this case, there won't be for these voltages because I am now measuring across the diode, and then if I put it across the, for the VL, I am going to get across the diode when I am measuring. Okay, so then if I put like this, then I will have under the, only in the negative side, I will have this, and I will get like this. Okay, so you have to understand this very carefully to clearly understand how this is going to happen, because you see the output across the diode is here, the input and output. Okay, so it will be, sorry, it will be not here, probably it will be here like this. Sorry, the output is there across the diode and it will be like this. So let me redraw that. Think about this. Okay, please. So I'll redraw the transfer characteristics in this case so that you get the clear, correct understanding of this. There will be an output measured across the diode, and that will be only when the input is negative. That is during the negative of cycle. So which means only here you will get, and VD is here, and this is my, in this case across the diode, if I want to measure, I will get like this. Okay, I have to draw it little more carefully. I'm using a board where I cannot see it on the board. I have to see it the way I draw only from the slide, because that board does not have that kind of facility that it replicates whatever I can look at the board and I can draw. I don't have that this thing. Okay, this is a blackboard. I don't see what I write on the blackboard, but I can only see it on the stuff. Okay, this should be drawn again to a perfect level. It's not exactly perfect. The reason is it appears that the slope is not 1. So let me try my best. It should be at 45 degree. Yeah, something better like this. And here it will be this for all positive voltages, positive cycle, because if I were to draw the input trace, the input trace will be like this. This is my input trace. Because the diode conducts under forward bias, all of the voltages will appear across the resistor. Therefore, and the diode is conducting, there won't be any voltage drop across the diode, which means when I measure, so depends on where the output is measured, the transfer characteristic will be. Be careful. But normally we don't draw transfer characteristics with across the diode, but I just showed you. I can't call it as a transfer characteristic, but I showed you how does this look like if in a graphical plot, and this will be my input on the x-axis. Okay, now the another application is the AND gate and OR gate. We'll finish it in a minute. See, we know another application is for the, we can implement logic gates with the diodes. So I show here an example for OR gate and AND gate. Okay, so how this is OR gate? Because you will learn through this digital course what is this, but maybe something you learned in high school. Maybe, I do not know, but assuming that I will tell you the logic implementation for OR gate. So let us say this is my input A, this is B, okay, and this is C. There are 3 here used, and so we'll have to plot all of them. And this is my output V, V0. Vy it is written, so let us write Vy, no issues. So this you will see when all the 3 inputs, which means only when all the diodes are conducting, you will get an output here. When all of them are open, if I put, okay, so A, B, C, so it will be 0. Okay, and if it is, let us say in OR gate, we are talking about, let us say if only one diode is conducting, which means I have one diode conducting. So whatever voltage VA I am applying, because it is short circuited, that voltage will appear at this. But other diodes, for example, is open. So let us say this pertains to this condition, and then you will get an output because this diode is conducting, it is shorted, so that voltage will be measured at the output. Similar thing here. 1. So it is enough that when only when one of the gates is actually one of the diodes is conducting, it is enough to get the output. So that is OR expression. So the logical expression, Boolean expression is ABC is my output. Whereas for AND gate, okay, you can keep writing. I can get 2 diodes working. I will get this. I can get, for example, this also is possible. This also possible. Then I can get 1, 0, 1. This also possible. If all the 3 are conducting, we will get this. So any one diode conducting, we will be able to get output. So logical, the logic gates can be implemented with the diode, provided we have connected the diode in this manner, where this is actually the symbol for ground. I am sure that you know it already. We have already seen this, but anyway, I'm just repeating. But if I want AND gate, then in this case, it is necessary that all the 3 diodes, if it is positive logic, then all the 3 diodes must be conducting. If it's a negative logic, all the 3 diodes can be for positive logic. Only then you will get an output. So which means if I were to write this expression for the digital implementation, I will get this expression like this. A, B, C, B, Y, and 0, 0, 0. If then you will get 0 output. Okay. So think along this direction of in short circuit, it will be voltage drop will be 0 across the diode. Okay. So whatever this point, that point will be here. Okay. But whereas if this is open circuited, then you will not have all the 3 things. So the output for an AND gate, the Boolean expression Y is actually always A. It's an AND gate. It's a kind of, it will work. Output will be high only when all the 3 diodes are either in conducting for positive logic, or all the 3 diodes must be non-conducting for negative logic. In either way you can get, you can implement depending on what is your supply here and how the diodes are biased. Okay, so based on that you will have to, you can implement this kind of stuff. Suppose if only one is conducting, output will be 0. So you have to think through that. So only you can keep writing, all of them will be 0 except the last one. So you will go, you see there are 3 gates. How many expressions you can get? There are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it is actually 2 power 8. You will get 2 power 3 gates. So you will get that. Okay. So you will get that output. Here OR gate means any of the gates, any of the diodes can be conducting, then you will get an output. But here in this logic system, you will have, you need all of them to be satisfy this condition so that you will get an output over here. Okay, thank you. So we will continue the next class. Okay, we will see again current voltage relationship and all for the diode, and then we'll just keep moving forward, and then diode models. So next week we will have the class. Thank you. Just a second. I'll have to put the attendance. Just give me a second.